What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Ravens Rundown by Chat Sports. I am your host, Joey Peterson. On today's show, we finally get a full look at the 2025 NFL schedule for your Baltimore Ravens. I got matchups, I got game times, I got holiday games. Anything you could want, you got it right here on the Ravens Rundown. Before we get into the schedule and I break it down game by game, I want you guys to predict it in today's poll question, okay? So this is going to be the pinned comment on today's YouTube video. What will the Ravens' record be in 2025? We're about to go through all the games, but I want you guys to predict it before we do. What do you say? Let me know in the comment section down below. So we're going to start off with an absolute banger. My favorite matchup of the entire 18-week season is Week 1. Because you go to Buffalo to exercise the demons that were there in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Make sure the gloves are sticky. Make sure, Lamar's and Mark Andrews does not turn the ball over. But this is your chance to get your lick back against the team that ended your season. We're starting this one off with Carrie Underwood singing the intro. We'll have Chris Collinsworth in the booth. And we're going to have Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen Week 1, Sunday night. It doesn't get better than that. Sunday night. Absolutely love it. Then Week 2, the first divisional game comes very, very quickly. You go play Cleveland in the home opener. You drop the first game you played against Cleveland in 2024. You better not do it again. Then in Week 3, another primetime game against another really, really good team. They're 15-2 last year. They won their division last year. Now, most people think they might take a little bit of a step back because Ben Johnson is no longer at the offensive play calling position. He's in Chicago. Regardless, you play Detroit at home on Monday Night Football. Then Week 4, you go to Kansas City, play them at Arrowhead. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, exactly where your team started, your schedule started last year in 2024. You got them on the road in Week 4. And if you look at those top 4 games, you play in Buffalo, against Detroit, and in Kansas City. You're going to know a lot about this team very early on. I can promise you that. Week 5, you play the Houston Texans at home. Last time you played Houston was on Christmas Day, where unfortunately, you played Grinch to them because you absolutely stomped them. I loved watching it. That game was on Netflix. This one will be in Week 5. You got back-to-back home games because then you take on Los Angeles. They make the trip from the West Coast all the way to Baltimore. Los Angeles, it's going to be a really interesting team this year. Matthew Stafford and that team was really underrated, I think, last year. They got a really great pass rush. Obviously, Puka Nacua is a problem, and he's going to be for a very, very long time. That one's going to be a lot of fun. This time, the bye week hits you a lot earlier than last year. That one came at Week 14. This one's coming at Week 7. A little earlier than I would like. I think that sweet spot's probably somewhere around Week 11 or Week 12, but regardless, I'm never going to be upset about a bye. Then Week 8, you go to another home game, Chicago. So Weeks 5 through 8, you don't go on the road once. That's one straight month of staying home in Baltimore. You take on the Bears as they head to the Charm City with a newly revamped team. Ben Johnson from Detroit to Chicago. Of course, they've got Caleb Williams. They added a lot in the draft as well with Colston Loveland at that tight end spot. That's going to be a really, really fun game. One I think you should and can win 100%. This is exactly why you guys need a sub, okay? We give you daily Ravens coverage, anything from news, rumors, to analysis. We're live every single week on Tuesdays. We also go live and do watch parties for every single game. Every game we're talking about, every game we've talked about, every game we're about to talk about, we will be live right here on the channel for. And also, the best part is we involve you guys, the fans. We're a family right here on the Ravens Rundown, all 100% free. Can't convince you anymore from those five little bullet points to hit that subscribe button. Another primetime game, Week 9 at Miami, Thursday night football. I think that one's going to be an interesting one because it's right before, like anytime you're playing Miami in Miami, they're going to be a lot better than if you're getting them on the road. I know recently Baltimore's been playing really well against the Dolphins, and that one's going to be in prime time. Really excited to see that one shake out. Week 10 against the Vikings, this one's going to be a noon kick. I was kind of hoping this one was going to be a little bit later. You do travel to Minnesota. It's interesting to see how their season's going to end up this year. Obviously, Sam Darnold hit the exit door. He's now in Seattle. J.J. McCarthy, they have a lot of confidence in him to take those reins over and then to not miss a beat. That's going to be a highly defensive ball game, but you get to take on Minnesota at U.S. Bank Stadium in Week 10. And then Week 11, you take on the Cleveland Browns. You're done with those games against Cleveland. By Week 11, you go on the road to the Dog Pound. At that point in Week 11, it's worth asking the question, do we think Shedeur Sanders will be the starting quarterback at that time? Maybe it's Joe Flacco. That could be a fun game as well. Week 12, you take the trip, very, very close trip, to the New York Jets. Justin Fields was their addition, big addition over the offseason. Obviously, they also added Aaron Glenn at that head coach position. Armand Mimbu was their first-round selection, the tackle out of Mizzou. They did a lot to kind of revamp that offense, get a little bit younger after Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers hit the exit door. Interesting to see how their season's going to shake up. I think by Week 11, we'll kind of know if that's going to be a good game or one that's probably a blowout in the favor of Baltimore. You got a Thanksgiving game. It is Week 13 against the Bengals, and if there's anything we know about the matchup between those two teams, when you're talking about last year, they did not disappoint. My two favorite games were both of the games against Cincinnati. It helps that you won both of them, but this one is at home on Thanksgiving. That's the night game on Thanksgiving. There's 3 games played on that day. I believe that Thursday night one is Amazon Prime. Do we know that, Jack? Okay, great. Thursday night, Amazon Prime. There you got it. Week 13 against the Bengals. So while you're done with your power nap from eating all that turkey, you'll be able to turn the game on. Watch us put a whipping on Cincinnati. Derrick Henry, if you guys missed it, signed an extension today. 2 years, $30 million. You got him through the 2027 season. And if you're excited about that and you want to get his jersey locked down, because I got a feeling if he hosts a Lombardi trophy with this team, he's going to be remembered a Raven forever. And you guys want to have a piece of that memorabilia. You can get a jersey. You can get a jersey. Women's, men's, black, purple, white, any color, any size. They've got them right there at Fanatics. Chatsports.com/King Henry is where you want to go, where you need to go to find that deal. Again, support the Kings, support us, support the Baltimore Ravens. Of course, that link is going to be in the comments and description of today's video. Let's go to Week 14 now. Here, you finally face the Pittsburgh Steelers, and if you notice, you face them twice in the last 5 games of the season. Nobody really knows what Pittsburgh's going to look like as of right now. Currently, their roster isn't great. Mason Rudolph, Will Howard, that's their quarterback room. Aaron Rodgers is still rumored to end up a Pittsburgh Steeler. Even if he does, I don't know how they'll be able to overcome their issues at wide receiver and offensive coordinator and offensive line and running back. That one's at home, Week 14. That's one I think you got to steal. Week 15, you play the Bengals again twice in 3 weeks. At Cincinnati, that was the one. Evan McPherson missed the field goal. Derrick Henry broke off a massive run in overtime. Lamar Jackson also had a wonderfully amazing touchdown. Going out to the right on the sideline. Isaiah Likely in the end zone. Picture perfect. Beautiful. Week 16, you get to play the Patriots. Mike Vrabel, Drake May, a newly touted New England Patriots team. It's a new regime, and they've got a little bit of confidence, a little bit of swagger going into this next season. Of course, they added Stephon Diggs in the offseason as well, added Will Campbell to that offensive line. I think by Week 16, a little bit similar to the Jets, we're going to know if the Patriots are contenders or they're pretenders, okay? So by that point, we'll be able to know kind of where that matchup will sit. A game I'm really excited about, Week 17 at Green Bay. You play the Packers, go to Lambeau Field. That one's going to have everything you could want, okay? It's probably going to have some pretty intense weather. You're going to see the breath. Let me just tell you that. I got a feeling things are going to be below 30 at that point in the season. That's late December. That's going to be a really, really fun one against Jordan Love, Matt LaFleur, a team that went 11-6 last year, finished 3rd in their division, but still had a really, really good season. And then you wrap things up at the Steelers. You ended their season last year in the playoffs. Might as well end their season again, but this time Week 18 in the regular season in Pittsburgh. So your final 4 games are all, I guess, final 5 games at home, but they're all outside in cold weather cities. It's going to be a blast. It's December football at its finest in the National Football League, and I'm going to be here for every single bit of it. Let me know in the comments section, which game are you most excited for? I still think Week 1 against Buffalo is probably my answer. A close one, Week 17 in Lambeau Field. Okay, you let me know your answer in the comment section down below. And as always, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Join us today at the Ravens Rundown, and we'll see you tomorrow.